Hello everybody, this is just sort of like my personal YouTube account. It's not really to get subscribers or anything. It's just I just want to make a life update video. On this channel, this Gino Grassi channel, which is my name, I was posting like life update videos ever since I went to the hospital last year, and just little things of keeping track of my business and just whatever. But lately, my sort of 1% Ministries, if you've just seen them on YouTube, or it's like me and my buddies, the channel is kind of growing. It's not super big or anything, so you may have not heard of it, but they get the shorts do pretty good and stuff. So I just want to make this because I want to come off as like a real person and honestly just be more genuine on here, and sort of also life update for myself, and just want to keep track of stuff. Because a lot has happened, and I privated all my older videos, but I might unpublic them again. But I was basically came fresh out the hospital. I started recording on this just to keep track of my business. I wanted to start doing like 1% Ministries, like, because I wanted to start doing ministry, but I wasn't sure on sort of where I was gonna go with my life, like 100%. I said I wanted to do business. I knew. And mainly because I just wanted to get money, which isn't really good. This was all last year, right? And so then just some whole sorts and just all sorts of things, just different. I just didn't know kind of where I wanted to go and where I wanted to take my life. But a lot has happened since then. I wasn't able to record it or sort of keep track of myself and different things. But basically, like, now, God has done a lot in my life, and so I want to make these videos just to show my real human side, to show I'm not like God's anointed one, and I wake up every morning and I read my Bible for 30 or for an hour and I read through the whole thing, and like I'm not trying to show off like or be perfect, because I'm not. Like, I have my own struggles and I want to share them here. I have my own personal walk with Jesus, and I kind of want to share it here, and I have my own life that I want to share here. And 1% Ministries is it's just a page where I do specifically Bible study, and then we can do other little video ideas, but Bible study podcasts, etc., etc. So I have my notes here on what I wanted to talk about, and I have my Bible with me just in case, but I still want to keep these biblically based as far as like what has God been revealing to me personally, and just sort of a life update. Okay, so we'll just take it back to the beginning of when I started doing these videos. In last year, November, so today is November 28th. Last year, November 2024, I was randomly sent to the hospital because I had like an infection in my hip. I'm in the middle of the road, by the way. Not in the middle of the road, I'm parked in front of my house, but because I just want to find a quiet place, but cars will be passing by. Okay, anyways. Last year, I went to the hospital. Unexpected, like random, because I had an infection in my hip, and they couldn't find out why, but it was super scary. I have my scars and stuff, and it was a whole mess. Like, it was traumatizing, like, seriously. But for me, that really was my breaking point. Like, God had to break me down to realize I'm not self-sufficient. I can't do everything on my own, and to move me like out of places, like from my workplace, my martial arts workplace. Like, he had to take me out. I was asking him, like, trying to line things up, trying to make more money to leave, but God pulled me out instantly. Like, he said, no, I have a clock for you, and he pulled me out. And so that's what happened, was I got pulled out of the workplace, and I got sent to the hospital. I got and it was like, he had to break me down to scare me, like scare the actual crap out of me, to realize, like, to sort of wake up and grow a lot closer to him and read my Bible and meet people. And so one of my friends I met, I won't name his name just because I haven't talked to him about this, but he prayed for me, and we grew closer kind of, but he was a friend from work, and I've never talked to him that much before the hospital incident. And then he came over to the house and prayed for me, and what he was speaking, like, he was very Holy Spirit filled, and he encouraged me really to dive deep, like, into the Word. And so I started reading it front to back. I haven't finished it, because again, I'm not like crazy. I haven't finished it, but I started it. I'm still working through it, and to just read, and then he invited me. Then I go back to the hospital again, I'm just giving you like a quick like thing. I went back to the hospital again, same thing, same surgery, not the same surgery, but this one hurt like a lot more. It was bad, but I know people go through a lot worse, and that's what kept me sort of grateful in that moment, because it was nothing compared to what I see a lot of kids go through. But for me personally, it hurt. And so we go through that, but then he invites me. He says, "Hey man, I've been going to this Bible study, and I think you would love it. Like, I think you want to check it out." And I'm an introvert, so my first reaction, and this is actually I can shout them out. True North Ministries. We started doing their. You'll probably see a podcast on their page too with me in it. Pastor Raphael, right? They invited me to that, and my first reaction was, "Bro, I'm an introvert. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, no way am I going to go like meet people." Like, that was my initial reaction. Anyways, so I don't go the first Sunday. He invites me again, and this time it's in front of my mom. Like, he's like, "Yo, are you coming?" Like, usually if my mom doesn't know, like, I can kind of like, "Oh, I didn't ask her yet," and I can like toss it off. But my mom was right there, and she wants me to like be social and like all this stuff, and I'm like, "Dude, like, please, bro." And so we're at his little, his family has a restaurant, and so we're there, and my mom's like, "Oh, we should go." And I'm like, "Okay, like, you should go or whatever." I was like, "No, but you're coming with me." And so my brother, Bryn, my mom, and we just went, and we went to this Bible study, and it was amazing. Like, it was truly Holy Spirit led. People wanted to say hi. Like, these people like actually had love, and it was really amazing. And so then we go again, this time as a whole family, and from there we just start meeting people, making friends, and it's truly been like the greatest blessing in my life in this past year. And so, because I've met a lot of people, and one person in specific, definitely, but yeah, and so it's just been very, I'd say all that, right, to come to this whole, ultimately, like, this point is that God's good all the time. Like, seriously, like, for me, it was crazy to see how he really worked all these things out to get me to a different place, like, to truly call me to a different place. And so in the past videos, and I'm unprivate them, but I was really concerned on doing business and making money and all that stuff, and I still have my business going, but it kind of just runs in the background while I do ministry. And that has really been just a huge thing in my life. Actually, someone special is calling me right now. Hold on. Okay. Maybe I can't. I'm just not gonna answer her. I'm gonna hang up right now, but I don't know what to do. She's calling me. Okay. Anyways, God's really good, okay? I'm not gonna end the video, but, and this past this past year, like, my life truly changed, and God, like, it has all his fingerprints, like, all over it. Like, you want to know who did this? Like, it was God. And so I started doing the ministry. Like, I stopped working too much on the business, but my ministry has really been my main focus, because I realized, like, that's the most important thing. Like, once you come out of the hospital, and once you grow closer to Christ, it's like, dude, there's no meaning. And this is what Ecclesiastes, when Solomon's talking about everything's meaningless, it's like he's saying everything's meaningless, like, without God. And it's like, like those secular songs. I'll just bring them up just because it's gonna help me make my point. But like the songs, like Shawn Mendes has one. It's like, everything means nothing if I can't have you, and it's like that love, like oh, everything means nothing, like, if I don't have you, like I don't want whatever. That's the same thing like Solomon was saying in Ecclesiastes. Is everything means nothing if you don't have God. Or there's that Alicia Keys song too, where she's like, some people, no, I don't want nothing at all if I ain't got you, baby. Like that one. Okay, sorry, I'm just jumping in. Okay, but basically, like, that's what he's saying. And so this is what I really wanted to focus on. Like, I started focusing on this year was doing the ministry, and that's why we've seen it kind of grow a little bit, 1%. But yeah, ultimately, like, my life has been ups and downs and roller coasters, like, through the hospital, but God has ultimately worked it all of it out for good. And so I just want to share the good in my life to sort of recap it. It's been a year. I'm 18. I just turned 18 2 weeks ago, And I had my birthday, and it was truly one of the most heart-touching birthdays and I've had. Like, I had people that actually cared around me. I had like we had a great like just little house thing. I went to Cheesecake Factory with my girlfriend. Like, it was amazing. Okay, and so I just kind of want to share what's been going on, because ultimately God, and I want to give this to you as like hope. God will work it all out for good in ways that you won't expect it. So when I was talking about the Bible study, right, True North Ministries, there's this one girl, right, and this is who she's my best friend today, and she's my girlfriend, and she's I don't know, I'm just like absolutely in love with her. So but what is it? Basically, like, I met her, and I didn't expect that, because my sort of idea was just like, I don't want to meet anybody, like I don't really want to make friends. And I was cold, because I was like, I was done with the people at work, and so yeah, I was done with the people at work, and I didn't want to talk to them. I didn't want to make friends. I was done with everything, and so I was like, whatever. I just wanted to stay in my room or stay upstairs and work. So we go to this Bible study. The next week, this girl comes up to me and starts speaking, and we start talking, which is crazy. And so I was like, dude, what? Like, 'cause for me, like, my sort of idea of girls was just like they would stay away, or like socially awkward type stuff. But this girl came up, and she came up and started talking to me. I was like, what the heck? Like, that's so strange. And so I was like, okay. And so we just started talking about, I was super like short and cut and dry, and like, she's like, what school do you go to? I was like, I'm online school. Like, I wasn't like, I don't know what was wrong with me, but it was really bad. It was really bad. My social skills trash. Like, I don't know what happened. And it's not a homeschool thing, because I haven't been homeschooled my whole life. But it was like, and I know how to socialize, but I don't know. I just I don't know why I was so like. Luckily, I had Bryn, my brother, like, to help wingman me forward or whatever. But I didn't think, I was like, I'm not trying to find a girlfriend or anything like that. Well, that idea lasted for about a week or two, because after we started going, I started talking to her more and more, and she was like, how'd you like it? Like, she was really nice, and she was really sweet, and she was really amazing. Like, she is. That's how she is. And so we started talking more and more and more and more. And after I started talking to her, like, I was like, wow, like, dang, I think I'm in love. And so, that's what happened. I was like, dang. So we started talking, and after that, like, I got her number, and we just started going. We went to like a Starbucks thing, and we just kept. We've grown closer and closer and closer, and like. I told her like that I liked her and stuff, and then like it's just we're in a relationship, right? And so that has its own thing and whatever, but she's truly been like a blessing in my life that I just had no expectation for. Like I didn't think that going to the hospital would lead to meeting my friend Ezra, and going from there to joining this Bible study, and then meeting her, and then she was just sort of propelled me in this ministry space, because she joined. This is how I got her number, right? Was we were doing these Bible study calls Monday nights. It was like me and 4 other kids, right? My brother and his friends. He invites another girl that we're also in touch with, right? Like one of our friends, because she like her new friends, right? He invites her, my brother. And we have this little Bible study call, but it was nothing crazy, because I wasn't expecting this. Like, I just wanted to give a little thing to pour into these kids, and then as far as like the content side of things, for 1%, I wanted to teach them how to do that too. And so that's what we're doing. He invites his friend. We do a little Bible study. Boom. The next week, the next Monday, okay. This girl, I can name her name, Sophie. Okay, Sophie. She texts my brother through this other girl's phone and says like, hey, we heard about your Bible study, like, can we join? I'm like, I'm freaking out because I was praying like, God, if there's some way like you can line it up, because I was gonna ask for a number the week before, I didn't, blah 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 blah. And I have my like prayer receipts, like, and I just found it out the other day. It was pretty crazy. And so she joins our Bible study call, and from that I was like, dude, I gotta prepare like a message. And God gave me like the exact thing, because I was reading it in the morning in Matthew 13. I was like, I was like, we'll talk about this. And so we talked about it, and it was a great like a little lesson. And I was like, dang, like that kind of like prepped it, because we were doing like maybe once a week kind of Bible study calls, but it wasn't really Bible studies, like content mix, and like just doing sort of my chance to just see like what I could pour into these kids. But it was crazy. God lined it up, and now it's like every week we have these Bible study calls, and a lot of kids, or it ranges, like we have like 5 to 15 kids like they can join in, and just we have a message, right? And it really turned into that, because I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to have a consistent Bible study call, but I never found the right time, or never found the right consistency. And so, but without me like doing it, God worked it out to where we have every Monday night we're doing a Bible study call, and it's just it worked out, and it worked out in such an amazing way. And in that point, like I got her number. She's really propelled me and pushed me to go closer to God, and like she hasn't pulled me away. She hasn't been like a distraction, like how most girls are out there. Like you can, but she's been someone to actually propel me, and like I say, change like the whole trajectory of my life. Like she pushed me really to want to be closer to God, like, and nothing else, you know. I want to be like truly in my heart. I have to be close to God, you know. That's where this little journal comes in, because she was amazing. She got me this little journal, and it kind of just reminded me like I want to do these videos, like these like little life update videos, and sort of pour my heart out on here. These are unedited, by the way. So, anyways, and this, like, she put her little message in there. I don't know, you can't read it because it's backwards, but it says I love you, and it's just so sweet. You can't read it, but because it's backwards, but it's like, this is like everything like I wanted. I don't know, it's crazy like how God worked it all out. And so oftentimes, like, you just have in your life, if I can give you a little thing, keep your eyes on God. In the Old Testament, the Israelites, they would look towards God, they would forget, they'd go to an idol. Don't do that. Like, for me, I had to personally remember, this is everything God's done in my life, because it was getting hard. Like, it was like things, anxiety would just make small things big, and it would just sort of like could spiral, right? But like, you just write down, like, this is what the little things, like, God woke me up this morning, God, like, all these little things, just to remember how good God is, and he's gonna work it all out. And when you sort of take a step back for a moment, like, just breathe, look at where you were a year ago or 2 years ago, look where you are now. Maybe it's not the best position, but what's your mindset? What, like, God's working in you and through you, and he's doing everything, like, he's working it all out. Like, when you truly think about it, like, God is always thinking about you, and if he were to stop thinking about you, like, you would die. And in your sort of timeline, like in your timeline, like, he has his fingerprints all over it, like, he's working it all out, and it's such a beautiful thing. And he just wants you to just be close to him. And so if he's removing people, if it feels lonely, or if you're going through like trials, tribulations, all that, like, just keep your eyes on him. He wants your attention. If anything, he wants you to go closer to him. He's calling you, he's removing people, he's working it all out for good. Like, when the scripture says he works all things together for the good of those who love him, like, that's true. You just have to trust him, and that's so hard. But I'm telling you right now, like, my life is a testimony, like, trust God. Seriously, because I tried trusting myself. It didn't work. Like, I tried doing things on my own. It didn't work. And so it's all worked out. Like, this birthday, I turned 18, and I had people, I had to go, I was alone for a little bit, like, after doing the hospital and working, like, I don't have friends and stuff, and so, but now it's like I have community, I have family. And it was amazing, you know, like, Sophie, she's an amazing person. She's truly helped me a lot. I got this little car. This is my grandpa's car. Like, he just passed it down to me. But I was always stressing about having a car. I had to get my license too. Like, this is how everything. I didn't. Bro, my license. Like, I was gonna go get it. I was ready for my test. Then I go to the hospital again. I'm like, dude. Like, what? And so I didn't get my license. I was like, dang. So we had to reschedule, and we had to go all the way until July, and I got it. And my motivation was like, dude, I want to go and take Sophie out, like, drive. I'm like, I have my license. Like, what? But anyways, I was stressed about, like, trying to have a car. I knew my grandpa, he had this for me. It's a little car, all right? But it's a manual. And so I was like, dude, like, I have to learn how to drive this. But I've been practicing, and I've been getting pretty good. But, like, sorry, I don't know if you can see. It's a little freaking little stick thing. And it's an old little car, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, whatever. God works in different ways, and God does everything, like, how he pleases. When the Lord, that's another comforting verse, is that the Lord does as he pleases, and that's a good thing. Like, he has you where he wants you. Right? So just continue to just pray and trust in God. Like, he's going to work it all out. And so, yeah, it's really been amazing. And last night when we had Thanksgiving, and it really, like, dude, like, I've been so thankful that God did everything that he wanted it to do. And he's not done, of course. I'm only 18. I'm so thankful because he put the right people in my life. And I was crying because I wasn't crying, but I mean, I rarely cry, but, like, I'm not saying that to be like, I'm a man, like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, it's hard for me to, like, shed tears. But I was like, my eyes got watery because, like, Sophie, she sent me, like, this edit. And I don't know, it was just, like, to really look back and, like, think God worked it all out together. God truly put all the pieces together. He had to remove us from people. He had to give us he gave us new people, and we're spending Thanksgiving, and it was fun, and it was Christ-centered. Like, we're playing games, and we're not trying to nothing that wouldn't glorify God. Like, we're doing Bible trivia. Like, what? Like, that's how we just keep everything, like, Christ-centered, you know. And so it's an amazing thing and God just gave us the right people, and he's worked it all out. Like, when I truly just sit and think, and I often think ahead, but sometimes I do have to look back at where I was and think of where I am now. And even though it's not perfect, and there's still desires that I have, and, like, things I want and whatever, like, God worked it all out, and he's truly blessed. Like, I've done I got the opportunity to speak at my church, to preach a sermon, and that's something I've always wanted to do. And last month I got to do it. Like, it's truly been a blessing. And all you have to do is just sort of think of where you are now, and look, maybe where was I? Maybe last year I was deep in sin or something. Like, I'm talking about. Maybe that's your life or whatever it is, and, like, God has called you out, and maybe you feel like now, like, right now, it's like my life is kind of a mess. Like, I look around, like, now is kind of hard. That's okay. Trust in God, and he's literally gonna work it out. He just has to work in you. Like, these hard times, these struggles, anything, is all just to make you a little stronger and make you have some more grit, like, have some more faith. And when the Bible talks about people with surface level faith, because they don't have any trials. And so the trials are meant to deepen your faith, like, have some root, so that once you come out of that trial, and everyone tries to tell you, like, God doesn't exist, no, God does exist, because what I went through and who pulled me out, no one could have done that but God. I couldn't save myself, like, God did it. And so that's the faith, like, he's trying to just grow your roots. And it's hard, like life is hard, like I know, like I see all sorts of sad things, and but it's like you just as hard as it is, like trusting God. As easy as it is to say, it's super hard to do, but He has a plan. Like that song, "Your Way's Better." Like Forrest Frank, like it truly is. So I've spent the past 25 minutes yapping. I hope you enjoyed. I hope. I'm not editing this because I don't have time for that. No, I just feel like it wouldn't bring any purpose to it. I don't want to edit these. I want these to just be raw. So again, you see, like, I'm a human. I'm not consecrated and holy and all. I sit in my room and read my Bible all day, and that is why I know so much. It's like, no, I'm not anything special. I'm not anybody special. God, it's truly God's grace. Right? It really is. Nothing else. No credit to myself, no nothing. That's what I had to learn. I can't do it on my own. So yeah. But again, I'm not gonna edit this, I'll just post it straight up like this. So maybe that's the thumbnail. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know. Okay, I'm done. We'll see you guys. I hope if you got anything, trust in the Lord. That's it. I just want to show like I'm a real person. So if you see, if I'm teaching, if I teach at the church, and you don't know me, and you see this on your page, like I'm a real person. I'm not anybody special. I mean that. It's truly just God. And so all is let my life be a testimony that God is real and that God is reliable. That God is, like, you trust in Him and you just follow Him. Not believe like, yes, God's there, but like truly, like, I'm gonna pick up my Bible today and I don't know what I'm gonna get out of it. I might not get anything, but I'm just gonna read and pray. So yeah. Okay. I hope you enjoyed. Love you guys. We'll see. Bye.